when you said 19, right after the assassination, previous to that, the mainstream media had the highest level of trust from the American people. 74% the number was, 73, 74%. It's at the lowest ever. I think it's like 24, 26% today, Rob, if you want to zoom in.
Well, it's gotten worse as what happened in 2016. We know now with the declassified Russiagate documents. But it's sad because a lot of people have cognitive dissonance to where they're so programmed that even when you show them the truth with the facts, they just don't believe it. And that's really the fault, 100%. The media's to blame, yes, but it's really the fault of those politicians that chose to do that. When I first got elected, I actually went after Adam Schiff and tried to censure him. I was told by our own House leadership at the time that what I was doing was unconstitutional. It couldn't be done. Yet I had read through the rule manual twice, and so I knew they were lying to me. And so I did it anyways. And initially, I also knew that I could fine Adam Schiff, or the House of Representatives could fine him a fraction of what he cost the American taxpayer dollars, which was $32 million with the Russia hoax stuff. That was the estimated sum that it cost. And so that could have been paid by his campaign. That didn't have to be paid personally. It wouldn't dock his wages. But you even had people that were trying to say it was unconstitutional. And in actuality, it wasn't. But they didn't even want to go to fight that. The fact is that they wanted to let him off. So when the American people found out that there were Republican members of Congress actually going to protect Schiff for what he did, they were pissed. And so they started phoning their phone lines. And those representatives ultimately ended up voting to censure him. But he was one of the worst.
He was one of the worst. He says, I know for a fact. I mean, he says this, when he came out, I don't know who he was on, whether it was Maddow or Cuomo or whoever was on. It's like, nope, we have, what's the word he used?
Evidence. They had evidence. And he was doing that as the chair of intelligence community.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, so a censure is a lot more than just a word. I mean, it's literally you're bringing dishonor on the House of Representatives, and there can be punitive action. But what's interesting about that, too, is the backstory is I wasn't successful the first time. Mind you, I was about 8 months pregnant. I was about to pop. I had a busted foot, so I was rolling around. So I really looked, kind of helpless when I was in D.C. So I'm rolling around the Capitol, and I'm coming off the floor after this first foot had failed. And he's out there with, like Forbes magazine, the Wall Street Journal. They're like, Mr. Schiff, how do you feel? You've been exonerated. You're not going to be censured. He's like, well, these MAGA extremists, this, that, and the other. And I told him point blank, I rolled up to him with my busted foot and big old belly. And I was like, I'm going to, I might have not gotten you this time, but I'm going to get you next week, and I'm refiling on Monday. And then I rolled away, and then I censured him the following week. And it was funny because to this day, the only other action I had with Adam Schiff was he was coming to the presidential address when Trump got elected. And he walked through the House chamber, and I was sitting right on the edge waiting for the president. He was right there. And I was like, how are you doing, Adam? And he goes, fine, how are you? And I said, I basically got you. And I was like, you're going to go down in history as a documented liar. And I told him this. And Tim Burchett was sitting right next to me. And he goes, well, I'll go down in history, but so will you. And I said, but for different things. And so that was kind of our exchange. This was on the evening of the president's first address to Congress. And so, those are the conversations that you don't hear about and the behind the scenes. But the fact is that if you can lie like that, he's not a good person.
For you for addressing this guy. I mean, there's a lot of words you can use for him. By the way, who else is as dark as he is? Is he one of the darkest guys?
He's pretty bad. There's a couple on our own side too that are pretty bad, but he's probably one of the worst. And I'd say he's one of the worst because if you look at what he did, how many people don't talk to family members because of what he pushed, right? Him, Obama, Hillary Clinton. Right. How many people have cut off friends, all of it? I mean, if you think about the fracture, but then also there's this aspect of foreign policy, literally responsible for potentially starting a war with Russia over that. That's just insane. You're a sociopath.
After 2 years of working on this, we have finally pulled it off. And let me tell you what it is. Every time we do the Vol conference, if you've attended, you know this. I stand up and I speak for probably 45 hours is what I do at the Vol conference. And I love it. I love being around the guys. I love it. But I wear the Ferragamo shoes when I do this. Or I wear some kind of dress shoes. Eventually, for the last 25 years, I've always been on stage walking around. I'm like, you know what? I'm sick and tired of it. I want a shoe that I'm comfortable wearing. And here's what I love. I don't like shoes that are so heavy. That's a dumbbell. You can use it as a weapon. I don't want that. Like the Xenia, you carry it. I have so many of them, but they're so heavy. Like you can literally curl the Xenia, the shoes, and you'll get a pump within 30 reps. And I wanted the combination of the Hoka, the On Cloud, the Super Foam, because there's a big thing going on right now with the Super Foam. where the bottom of the shoe, you wear it, you know which ones I'm talking about, the Enclad or the Hoax, right? They're so comfortable. And I said, what if we take luxury and then combine it with the super comfort? What would that look like? And let's build it in Italy. So what do? We went to Italy. We designed the shoe in Florida. We made the shoe in Italy in five of the factories. We went back and forth, God knows how many times. And by the way, the shoes we're about to launch and introduce to you right now, where you're going to see the video for the first time, I've been wearing those shoes for the last 22 days straight. I'm wearing them right now. I literally wear it with suits. I wore it yesterday when we went to lunch. I wear it every single day. It's the most comfortable shoes I have, yet it's authentic Italian leather. Rob, if you don't mind playing the video, go for it. Here's the video of the latest shoe, the FLBs. When we set out to create a shoe that blends comfort, function, and luxury, we had the choice to make it fast. We had the choice to make it cheap. We chose neither. Instead, we chose Tuscany, Italy. We chose true Italian craftsmanship, each pair touched by 50 skilled hands. We chose patience, spending 2 years perfecting every detail, and we chose the finest quality at every step. Introducing the Future Looks Bright collection. Not rushed, not disposable, not ordinary. Rather, intentional, luxurious, timeless. Boom. There you go. Designed in Florida, 100% made in Italy. 50 hands touch each shoe that was made. And here's what's unique about it. I want to kind of show this to everybody that knows this. And I've worn pretty much every one of these shoes. So if you compare this, the Italian leather, of course, it's made in Italy. It's not assembled, made in China, assembled in Italy, 100% made in Italy, assembled in Italy. It's FLBs, Berluttis, which are 1840, Ferragamos are $895, Zennias are $1190, and Gucci's are $950. Leather premium lining, all of them except for Gucci. Laceless feature, it's the FLBs, the Berluttis, you have laces, Ferragamos laceless, and then you have also the Zennias, and then the Gucci's have the laces. I don't want to wake up in the morning, put laces on. I want to get out the house. Took me 3 seconds to put my shoes on today. Craftsman, 5 different Italian factories all made this shoe. Berluttis are the same as us, as well as FLB. But the only shoe, these trainers, the only one in the world today, according to the factories that told me this in Italy, that has the super foam, the only one that has the same super foam used in the Enclads and the Hokas, it's the FLBs, and they're officially out, and you can place the order. Here's a challenge. We only have 1,000 of these pairs. And when you say 1,000 of these pairs, they start from size, I believe, is it 8? It goes 8, 9, 10, 10 and a half, 11, 11 and a half, 12, 13. Those are the sizes that we have. And the shoes that you can get today, the colors, you have access to, Rob, if you can go back there, you can have access to those browns, which is absolutely beautiful. And by the way, the brown on the bottom, the stitching on the side is a left stitching. If you can change the picture, and on the bottom it says the future looks bright. Look at the white lines on the side. It's beautiful. The only ones we have right now that you can get sent out today are the black and the browns. If you do want the white to pre-order, I would highly recommend you do so. They're going to come out the second week of December. So the white and the navy blue comes out the second week of December. The browns and the blacks are available. If you believe the future looks bright as much as we do, go place the order. There's nothing like sitting in the boardroom with your trainers and you put your feet over your knee and people look at the bottom of your shoe and it says future looks bright. That's how you get deals done. All right, so they're out. I'm excited to announce it, and I'm very happy for people to go sport it. When you get them, take pictures, send it our way. We're going to show all these shoes, all the pictures that are being taken. I already got a bunch of them sent to me on Instagram. Go to vtmerch.com, place your order. It's all over the website. Maybe buy it for your husband, buy it for your brother, buy it for your coworkers, buy it for your best salespeople if you want to let them know the future looks bright. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.